Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the Fenton Forest 4X map with seasons. It is day 3 of spring and it is unfortunately pouring with rain. There's still quite a lot of things we've got to do to get this farm ready in this first year. So let's get cracking with some of the stuff. For a start, I've got some death. I've been and got some death from the port, so I've got 100,000 litres of death, which I could bring back to the farm. I did get the fuel in the last video, which was perfectly timed because both the Fenton Tri-6 and the Fenton 1050 ran out of fuel while they were ploughing. They didn't get very far, unfortunately, the Fentons, on their opening tanks of fuel. But then again, the fields are obviously a little bit extreme on that southern part of the map where I've been doing some work. I also managed to I've got most of the fields here ready at the stage where could be cultivating. So I could be getting cultivators. The problem I've also got at the minute is the fact that both the other fence are tied up with obviously lime spreading the fields that we've just freshly ploughed. So I kind of need to find another solution to that. I was obviously using the John Deere R4045 spreader in the last video, but that was really not performing great. That was it didn't have a very large tank capacity, which meant it was running out very rapidly on fields. You know, you saw how bad it performed on fields 8 and 1. So I ended up getting rid of it. I can overload the exhaust fluid into the diesel pump. That'll be fine. So the R405 has gone, and what I have been doing instead is using the other two 1050 tractors I've been using to lime spread the fields. What I need to do, however, is get this Fenton Tri-6 off of this field. And move it over onto field 24. 24 and 6 still need to be ploughed. I also need to go around and do the edges on those. If you remember, I did say the original plan was that I was going to try and join these fields all together. And then I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to join 23 and 26 together to make a weird field and leave 24 as it was. However, all those plans have gone completely out the window because of the fact there's trees between all the fields, look. So I can't join the fields together because there's trees in the way. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get these guys moved over to field 23 because this one's all lime spreading. And what I've been doing as well, using obviously the wonderful tool that is Courseplay, I've actually had, and it's brilliant, I've had both these machines working together on the same, using the same course. They've been driving side by side to do these big fields. One drives obviously one side of the line, and they're basically using Courseplay to create a course with multiple tools on at the same time, which does help get these fields replenished a lot quicker. However, it's still not perfect because unfortunately even these things run out of lime very quickly. Even with 2 of them, they run out of lime very quickly. So I need to find a way as well in which I can refill these vehicles in the field. That is going to be another important task. However, what we are going to do Course generation, we're going to do field. Have I got a new user edge for this field? Or do I need to record a user's course edge? I probably need to record a course edge for field 23. Because this is freshly ploughed. So 23, calculate current field edge. And this is going to be 23. So we set this up, overwrite field 23's edge path in list. Right, that sets a brand new field boundary that we're going to work round. And drive off the field again. Let this guy figure out where he's going to start from. Now another thing we do, course generation, right, this time when we click 23, we're going to do one headland. We're going to do it after the up and down rows. We've got 22 multiple twos, so we're going to have two tools working this field. We're going to generate the course. I do want to change that starting position though. Can I change it to southeast maybe? Is that going to put... No. Up there. It's down there. No. I want to start there. But it's not going to let me. So where is the start? Is the start point down here then? And this is going to be which one? This is going to be left. This is going to be the guy that's driving on the left side of the course. There will be a guy who drives on the right hand side of the course, which I'll bring down in a minute. We'll save this then as course number field 23 lime 2 times tractor, just so I know. Start course at first waypoint, and as I say, you are the left hand machine, so drive course. Got this fella to bring down. That one. This is going to be the right side tractor. And basically I just start these two guys off and they both run down the field. One works one side and effectively I get double the instead of 24 metres of lime spreading, I'm getting 48 in one go. So it does make the field a little bit, does make it a little bit quicker to do it. However, I'm still looking for a better solution for fertilising and lime spreading. And I'm thinking I've got another vehicle that I might look to purchase to help with this. I do, however, need to get on and get quite a bit more stuff done. I need to get the fertiliser sprayer going as well, now on a couple of fields. Drive course. See, this is the only issue that I have with this, I will admit, is this bit right here. This is the only time it tends to go a little bit wrong, where you get this starting track which is too close together, basically. And what's going to happen is that the tractor coming down the field is probably going to crash into me. Although he looks to be on a different track this time, so we may not get a head-on collision between the two tractors. But that does happen sometimes, so it sometimes does pay just to start, especially if it does this, Courseplay does this weird thing where it creates a line too close instead of like here where it's where the neck lines are properly spaced across the field. It either does this right at the start of your course or right at the end of your course, this double line thing, and that does tend to cause some problems for the vehicles. Like I say, he is quite happy. However, they are going to run out of line incredibly quick. He's already down to 60%, so he's not going to get very far, this guy. Right, fertiliser spreader then. We need to go down and do the other fields. Again, see how far this guy can get on his tank. So all the other fields are done at this point. They are fully fertilised, fully ready. Turning field is deactivated. Right. Force generation, I'm going to do 25. We're going to do headland. One pass, two passes. Up and down rows. Make that 30. Make that a little bit smaller actually for this purpose. Start course, first way. Drive course. And he should go off quite happily and fertilise this field for me. Right, next task then is going to be to use this guy, who's now fully refueled. I just need to put a new edge on field 24 and also then go down and do field 26, I think it is. And then I can just let these guys plough. I can then grab the cultivator that we're going to need. And start going around doing some cultivating. I also need to increase the time scale again because it's a little bit slow. As I say, Mr. Rogator can now go around, do fields 25. He can then do field 22. He'll then do 23. Trouble is, we've run out of tractors now. That's kind of the problem, isn't it? Isn't it, Suey? My little dog's laid here next to me, look. She's gone quiet on the floor. She's missed me because we've been out this morning already. Today, I had to go out this morning early. Doctor's appointments and things. Both me and my father had doctor's appointments. Him for his dodgy heart, me for all my various issues. Most notable today is obviously the status of my fingers, which I burned badly the other day on a kitchen kettle. I had to get them all bandaged and dressed. So the lime spreaders are going to run out of lime. That's fairly straightforward. Need to check allow crate fields is on. So obviously if these trees hadn't been here, my plans would have been very, very different. My plans for some of these fields would have been very, very different. Unfortunately, I can't merge the fields as I intended to merge them because the trees are in the way. There's quite a bit over here, as you can see. So we're going to come down here, we're going to extend this out. Big placeable area down here. I'll use GPS for this. Turn the GPS lines off. I'm not worried too much about following the exact 180-degree track either. And the work tools need to be refilled. There you go, kids. I'm just putting nice new edges on this field. Although making them slightly less squarer than they currently were. Like I say, it will be a bit different because I do think trees possibly need to go. I'll just move the edge away from these trees a little bit, again just depending on which way round we work these fields. And get these done. So again, early spring. So mid-spring's basically going to be getting stuff cultivated, getting the rest of these fields limed, fertilised, and ready to be able to put some seed in the ground. Which isn't too bad, because obviously I know people will think, hold on, you've just spent 3 days just ploughing and lime spreading. But look at the temperatures on the top of the screen. 2 degrees air temperature, 3 degree ground temperature. It's not ready for seeding yet. We couldn't have seeded anyway. We couldn't have seeded if we wanted to. So I'm not too fussed about that aspect of things. Obviously I'm doing this with this tractor because it steers a little bit better. Makes it a little bit easier when you're doing new edges to use a normal tractor. The Tri-6 is kind of okay. It can do, if you're doing really long sweeping bends, it's okay. However, for, some of the turns, it still suffers a little bit. Because again, it has all-wheel steering, which makes it a little bit kind of in between a tractor and a tracked vehicle for manoeuvrability. You can see the 2 spreaders have basically run out in exactly the same place. I need to go and fill them up, and they've done how much of the field? A little bit, chunk of it basically. So yeah, I need an auger wagon really. I think we're going to need an auger to be able to refill lime spreaders in the field. Terragators getting field 25 fertilised okay. Nice to see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set, although I can't really set a worker. I could use the Tri-6 I suppose. Field 24's got nice new wobbly edges. Although there's not really a lot of this field left to plough after I've been round the edges, because this is a smaller field. Like I could go out a little bit more at the top. Looking at that map, I've kind of made the field smaller actually in this particular instance. Well, let's push this edge out a bit, shall we? And go out with this corner. Blend it back in. Okay, so to try and help me with the lime spreading and fertilising applications, I've invested in a couple of new machines. We've gone for the Terragators, I'm not going to lie. Terragators for the win. Set that to 24. Set the turning speed to 8. We will go grab this. Basically, I've got two of them. Similar principle to how I've been doing it with the two Bredals. But what I'm planning on doing is maybe pulling the Bredals back, the fence back, so I can get rather than having them both lime spreading, Use these for lime spreading. Use the Bredals to do some fertiliser spreading, especially after I've done cultivating. Just keep working. I need vehicles in motion is basically, I need a lot of vehicles in motion at this early part of spring. The reason the money is ticking down quite rapidly is because, again, to try and help things, I've set it so that the workers currently doing the lime spreading are buying lime because I just can't keep refilling them. I can't keep on top of them. I don't have an auger wagon at the moment. I'm still trying to get the field ploughed. And all that good stuff. So I'll turn. Hopefully these. I haven't tested whether this particular vehicle works with coarse play yet. But we'll find out. We'll have a baptism of fire, won't we? Hopefully these should work with coarse play. I don't see a reason why not. The great thing about this machine is it comes with lots of attachments that we can put on it. So if we go into the store quick and have a look, we've got the Terragator, bought 2 of those. You can also get a sprayer, so you can do fertiliser and herbicide at a width of 36.6 metres, which is not bad, and it's an 18,000 litre tank, so that's pretty good capacity. Obviously we've got the Terragator spreaders, 32,000 litre tank, so quite an upgrade over the Bredals in terms of capacity. The width is a little bit smaller, but should even itself out a bit. You can also get a slurry tank for it. You can get a cultivator which can attach to the slurry tank if you want to cultivate and slurry at the same time. There's also a tipper, so again you can use it for transporting stuff. There's also the manure spreader. You can get a manure spreader for the machine as well, if you want to do manure spreading. So, machine's quite good. We're going to give these a try. We'll take them down. And we'll set them to work on some of the fields we've just started. The 2 Fentons have just done field 23. Right, okay. These boys need to go down and do... Trouble is I'm still ploughing. Technically I'm still ploughing these 2 fields. So they're not ready for they're not ready to be lime spreaded yet. I can pull the 2 Fentons back with the Bredals, put the Bredals back in the shed. Patch of fertiliser. Obviously going to get Mr. Rogator over here onto field 22 next. Let him spray that field. We'll be getting cultivators going. Get the fields cultivated, then of course we're going to need to fertilise, which again is why I need the fence back at the farm. We're going to switch them over. Switch these 2 over to fertiliser, so they can do the fields after the cultivators have been round, which will be the other Fenton 1050 and the Tri-6. Once they finish ploughing, they'll be moving on to cultivating. We'll be driving this bad boy. Lovely little machine this. If you've not seen this mod before, the Terragator mod, it's had a lot of work since I first saw it. I think I first used a mod very similar to this in the previous Fenton Forest series. However, I do think it's had a lot of updates since then. I checked the thing and it's now version 3.2, so it's probably had a lot of updates. And until I fix the, in fact, actually, let's do that right now. It's the only trouble with the mod is that until you've moved it and re-jiggled your tabbing list, you can't tab into them. But we're getting there slowly. Like I say, it's not. It's a bit of a. The first time you load up a game with seasons, when you start a brand new save, it's crazy. The amount of stuff that needs to be done to fields when you start seasons is insane. It does get better after the first year. After the first year, it becomes a little bit more manageable. It becomes manageable, more manageable, shall we say. Field 25 is nicely fertilised. This machine's got a good bit of pace to it as well, which is nice. What I probably should do is get this guy doing his bit again. So I'm just going to quickly spray that bit where he's missed. And there's a little bit over here where he's just missed. I don't know if I can get through these trees with the booms. I'm going to have to fold it, aren't I? Hence another reason why it might be pertinent to come round here and take out some trees. Headland passes 2. I'm going to change that again. Make sure we've got a good bit of overlappage. Of course. Right. Just need to get him started. So he's doing that. Otherwise, like I say, it's 12 o'clock, day 3. Half the day is gone. And we still have lots to accomplish. Or I have lots to accomplish. We've got this lovely new Terragator. As I say, we do need to get working fairly quickly. I don't know whether I can run 2 of them on field 24 though, because 24 is a bit on the small side. Those 2 guys finished quite well. They've done their job okay. Also, they need to check on what the Fenton Proto has done on this field. Make sure he hasn't missed any bits. Hopefully we can set this course up, set these 2 guys up to do this course fairly easily. Oh, he's got... No, he hasn't got course play. Wasn't using course play on this field, I was just driving this field manually. Missed any bit? Doesn't look like it there. Missed some bits down here, look. hasn't ploughed the field. So we'll just tidy these bits up. We'll then have a check over on the Fenton over there, make sure he's doing okay. For him, the issue is probably going to be the bottom of the field more than anything. Because I did the top fairly straight forward. Don't be like missed bits along the top edge of the field. But this guy's probably, yeah, he's not done a very good job at the bottom here, look, has he? Because again, the AI isn't smart enough to know that I'm trying to expand the field. And because the AI is not all that smart, it doesn't drive over the grass that I'm trying to get rid of. You can just drive down here. Take off the bottom edge. Have we got a... I must have a course. I haven't set up any courses yet. I need to set up a northwest, north, south, east, west, that sort of thing. Just to help me on the up and down rows. This probably gives me a good opportunity to do it though. Set up a course. Set up an A point. Up a B point. Right, we'll width that. It should be 20 meters. Track 9 east. East, west, 20 metre. 20 metre plough. Safe track. There we go. Well, come on. No, it's not going to do it. GPS won't do it until I've actually flipping ploughed this edge. we'll get along here. Like I say, we'll help matey out by putting a nice straight edge along this bottom bit. He can then carry on doing what he's doing. The Fenton Tri-6 can go back to the farm and be ready to hook up to a cultivator. And we just tidy up the bottom bit here. That's the Tri-6 done. There's a great demand at farm wool sales. There probably is, but unfortunately, I don't have any sheep yet. So there's not a lot I can do about that. Need to obviously get Mr. Terragators on here as well. Field 24, new field edge. Tri-6 here for a second. Oh, the plough's gone a bit boiled. The plough's got away from me there for a second. Right, we will go get a couple of these bad boys. You know what, let's just stop these guys so I can get rid of that silly message on the screen. Need a screenshot, I've realised, for the thumbnail for the video. So let's have a couple of let's have a couple of these in the background today, shall we? A couple of Terragators. There we go. Right, quickly, let's record a new field edge path for field 24. Push off. It's going to be in fertiliser mode. Current field edge. And it's going to be new field 24. Course generation. We're going to go field 24. We're going to go one headland. Start working up and down rows, multiple tools 2, and again we'll shrink that down. I find it works best if you shrink it down probably a couple of metres. Back, start course, first waypoint, drive course. Switch to the other one. So you're going to be on that one. Which vehicle are you though? What is going on? Just load that course for me. done this wrong? Did I set this course up wrong? He's right. Okay, so he wants to be left, doesn't he? Well, it's not working quite right. If I copy that, no, I want him. That's who I want. That's the one. I was picking the wrong one. There's waypoint. Of course. Off you go, Sonny. Magic. Drilled. Magic. Working perfectly. Look at that. The other row gator, he's going to turn. Do a row. And then they're going to go around the outside. Do the... This field probably doesn't need two vehicles working on it, in all fairness. In all fairness, this field's probably fine. This guy's quite happily doing the fertilising up and down. Need to go and check on him in a minute, actually. What's he doing? Oh, he's working east-west courses, right, okay. He's working side to side. He's not working up and down. Okay, fair enough. These two boys will get these two fields done fairly quickly. Right, let's jog back. Just in time. This guy has finished doing his... This guy's finished doing his ploughing. On field 26. So we'll take that up. We'll now do... field work mode, calculate current field edge, and this is going to be new field 26. Right, so there we go. That's today's episode done then. In the bag, finitoed. I know it's only 20 to 2 in the afternoon. But obviously I need to get some vehicles back to the farm, get stuff switched over. I do need to get the new cultivators purchased and shipped, delivered to the farm. So we'll be doing some cultivating next time round. I also need to get the two, obviously the other Fenton tractors back to the farm, get the Bredals emptied, get them quick loaded up with fertiliser ready to start work behind the... cultivators. So, thank you everybody for watching today's episode. Okay, that was a narrowly avoided crash. Thank you for watching today's episode, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please go ahead, click that like button for me. Make sure you leave your questions, comments, suggestions, feedback in the comment section down below. And remember, make sure you've also clicked the subscribe button and you subscribe to the channel. That way you get to stay up to date with all the content I upload, and you get to find the videos more easily because they'll be recommended to you and such things like that. Which means you should never have to worry about missing one of my videos. We have finished with the ploughs, so you know what? I might actually park the ploughs in here. Down here, out of the way. As they're not something we're going to use a great deal of. Just keep the tractors and stuff at the farm. Start using some of these sheds to put implements into, I think is the key. one of the Rogators has actually finished. So anyway, I'll see you guys again very soon with another episode. Goodbye for now.